Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In the previous video I have shown you add new app user API of Article Hub project. If you have not seen that video, just go to description and check out the link. In this video we are going to work on more APIs related to app user, and we are also going to implement JWT based authentication. For that we need a package. So from this website, from here you can go with this package. So we are going to just copy this one, npm install JSON web token, and here we have to open the terminal and we have to just paste it over here and press enter to install it. So first try to understand why we need JSON web token, this package. So let's say we have previously we have created an API, right? Add new app user. So currently this API is open and anyone can use it, right? Without any token or without any special permission, they can use this API, right? But we want to restrict that only those users who have permissions, only those users can able to make changes or use this API. For that purpose, JWT token come into picture. So whenever user log in, it will get a token, and that token they authorized user have to send it whenever they want to use this API. So for that purpose, we are using JWT token. So let's get back to the VS Code, and here you can see package has been installed. Now we have to generate a just a random 64-bit which cannot be guessed by anyone. That one we are going to use as a JSON web to access token actually. Okay, so for that we have to open the terminal and we have to write here node and press enter. Okay, node we have to write, press enter. Let me scroll this one a little bit up, and then we have to write require function, this one, and here crypto, this one, and we are going to generate a random bytes. So here we are going to write here length 64 bits. Okay, here we have to write bytes. Okay, byte 64 bit to string, and here hex decimal, this one, press enter. You can see it have generated a random key, right? If we press again, it will generate a different just a random number, right? 64 bit. If you want to generate a more than 128, you can also generate it. So basically, as per security, we want it should be big in the length. That will be good. So I'm going with the 64 bit for now, and here we have to write for JWT token we are going to use. So here we have to write access underscore token. So whenever we generate any token and whenever any user come back with the token which we have generated, authentication as well as generating the new token, both the purpose the same token we are going to use. So I have just pasted the token over here. Okay, so it could be a random just text. We can also write like that. It's not a problem. We can also generate it by this way. Okay, and after that we have to go to the app user.js file, and here we just need to import const JWT which we have installed earlier, require, and inside this one JWT JSON web token, this one, and after that we also need to access .env file, and here we have to write config and save this. Now we have to write the code for login API, so just delete this one, and here after this one, here we have to just write router dot post method, this one, and here slash login, this will be the path request and response, and let me scroll this one a little bit. Okay, this is a const user and from the request dot body, and after that here we have to write query, and here we are going to write select email password status is deletable, from app user where email, whatever the email we will get, we are going to just, and here connection dot query, and here we just need to pass the query variable which we have created, and inside this one we just need to pass the variables details. So user dot email we have to pass, and then we are going to expect error or results, this one, and here we have to curly bracket this like this. Okay, if there's a no error, then we are going to write the code, and else condition we are going to return the response dot status 500, and here the JSON with whatever the error we have, we are going to return it. And in if condition, if results dot length is less than equals to 0, it means that it's incorrect incorrect email address, like email does not exist in our database, right? And after that, result is equals to 0, at index 0, as this will return as an array. So at the index 0 we are going to expecting values that will be the password, and all these fields, email, password, status is deletable, these fields. And if it is not equals to user, whatever the in the body, whatever the user dot password we get, if does not match, then we are going to return the response dot status with 401 unauthorized and with the JSON, and in that we have a message and incorrect email or password. We are going to write this message, and after that else if result at index 0 dot status is equals to false, it means that it's waiting for approval, right? So so we have to return the response dot status, and here we have to just write 401 dot JSON, and here we have to write the message wait for admin approval. So we are going to return this message. And else if condition, if result is result password is equals to user dot password, in this case we are going to generate the token and we are going to return it. And in else condition we are going to just return status is 400, and here the status JSON, and the message will be something went wrong, please try again later. Okay, and here in this condition we have to write for to generate the token. Okay, so here const response response variable we have created, and we are going to create here email, and here we have to write result at index 0, we have to pass the email, and here we have to write is deletable. Okay, and result index 0 and is deletable, this one, and const access token we have to generate. And this these are the payloads actually, so we are going to put these two fields inside the JWT token. So here we have to just write JWT dot sign, this method exists in this one, and here we have to write here response, and after that we have to pass that which access token you are going to use to generate the token for the user. So .env.access token underscore token, and expiry in 8 hours, and ris.status 200.json, and here we have to just create a variable, and access token we just need to return. Put semicolon, just format this page and save this. You can see the complete login. It will select the email, password and all these fields. After that it will going to check that if its length is less than or password does not match, it will return the new incorrect email or password. If it is false, then it wait for admin approval, and if password match, in that case we are going to return the token, and if anything else we are going to return something went wrong. Let's start this one and let's test it out. So npm start, press enter, and we are going to open this one and copy this one, paste it over here. I'm going to write here login. I'm going to change this to post body raw, and this one change to the JSON, and here I'm going to write email. I'm going to write here admin@email.com, and the password will be also admin. I think admin. I'm going to try it. Okay, so I'm going to hit it. You can see we are getting the token. So if you want to check this token values, so in that case there's a site which is JWT. From there you can actually see the token payload, but if you made any changes, that will automatically deduct by our. Okay, so here you can see there's an email address. You can see admin@email. You can see the is relatable, or you can see the when it has been issued, and you can see the expiry when it's going to be expired. As we have said that it will expire after 8 hours from now whenever a token has been generated. That's why it's contained the expiry. Okay, so whenever we authenticate those tokens in the backend or verify the token, it will if that token is expired, it automatically detects. So those things we will go after a few seconds in this video actually. Now let's change this one email address and try to hit it. You can see incorrect email and password. Okay, let's revert this one. I'm going to change the password and try it again, incorrect email or password. Okay, so we are getting the correct. So now we have to try for the I think app user. Okay, wait for admin approval error we have to see. So let's open database. Let me check we have any user or not. I forget the database name, so let me copy it from here. Use, paste it over here, select star from app user, and we have this one test user. Okay, let me copy this one and paste it over here, and password this one, and let's try to. So you can see we are getting unauthorized error. You can see 401 over here, and wait for admin approve. It means that our login API is working as expected. Now we have to go to the VS Code, and now we are going to write the code to, as we get the token, now we have to use that token, and every time whenever we are going to call this API, we need to use the token, right? So now we have to put authentic here some code for that. So let's create a new folder. Let's write here services, and in this we are going to write a new file, authentication.js. okay, so this file, inside this one we need first access require .env file .config. Then we have to write const JWT. We need require, and here we have to write JSON web token, this one, and here we have to create a function. So authenticate token and here request and response, and then we have to next this one, and in this one we have to const auth header. Okay, so every time we are going to get the values the token in the headers. Okay, right. So let me show you where it is header is. Let me write the name first. So the name should of that header should be authorization, and here put next. Okay, so this you have to just copy this one and go to the header, and here we have to key in authorization here, and here we have to pass the token if you are want to use in this one, right? So right now it's a login, we don't need to pass any authorization, and there's also option of authorization from here, and there's a bearer token, this one. From here if you paste the token, you can also passing the same way. I will show you that one also. Let's implement this method function actually first. Okay, so const token auth header is equals and auth header, and we are going to split as we are going to pass as a bearer token, right? So it will pass as a bearer whenever authorization we are going to pass, so it will be right like this, bearer, and then we have to pass the token, space and token. So it need to be split at the particular first space whenever it get. Okay, so here we have to put a space at this place, and then we have to at first whenever it get the space, then we have to split. If token is equals to null, then we are going to just return the response dot status send status 401, and else, not else actually, after that we have to just verify the token. So token, and after that we also need to pass the access token. As for verification we need that. So token, and here we have to write error dot response, and here we have to write if any error occur, it means that the token has been modified or it has been expired. So in that case return the response dot send status, and let's write here 403, forbidden access. And we have to also set some local variables, so locals, and whatever the response or the response we are going to get, that will be our payload will be contains of that email address. So it will get these values actually. Okay, these 4 values it will going to get in this one response, and we are going to pass in this one. Okay, and after that we have to move to the next method. As this method is going to be used as a middleware. Okay, so let's now we have to go to the app user at this place, and now we have to import where auth is equals to require this one, and here we have to just import those. So here we have to import the services slash authentication, this one, semicolon, and then we have to copy this one and here put a comma and here write auth dot authentication. That method we need to function method, we can say this one we need to call. So auth dot this one, and save this. Okay, so we are getting some kind of error, route dot post. Okay, we also need to export actually. Okay, so here we need to write here module dot exports, this one, and here we have to pass authentication token, and the method name is also same. So we are going to save this. You can see error has been removed, and here you can see we are also able to see the authentication token. You can see now we are going to try the app user, this API which we have created yesterday. Now try to access. You can see unauthorized error I'm getting right now. Previously it was, if that was not as a middleware we have written, so it was able to, we are able to do any changes, right? But currently we are getting error. So if I have to access, like if still I want to add the user details, in that case we need to use the token. Okay, so let me try to log in as an admin here. So I'm going to delete this details. Here I'm going to write admin. Here I'm going to write admin. I'm going to send it, and you can see we get the token. I'm going to just copy this one, and here we have to go to the header. And okay, from here we can also set it. So bearer token, I'm going to paste it over here, that token which we have get. If I go to the header, you can see we have authorization, the same token. You can see we can add it from both the places, from here and as well as here, but it will go in the header actually. This is the shortcut way. Okay, so here you can see bearer and the token which we have pasted, you can see here. And now if I try to access it, you can see email already exists. Now we are actually able to access those APIs. Previously, without this error was even not visible. Okay, let me change in the change the token value. Let me add here 1. Now I'm going to try it. You can see forbidden error I'm getting because token is not correct. Okay, I'm going to change it. I'm going to hit it again. Email already exists error I'm getting right now. Okay, so I'm going to change it over here. Some details layer test user 111, and I'm going to try it again. You can see successfully registered. Now we are able to access this API, and we are able to store our able to create user in our database. So it means that every time whenever we want to access this API, we have to pass the token which we have get it while login, right? So we have to put that this login token in our header, and then that header will be validated in the backend. So let me show you the flow. So first you hit the API, this one, then it will go to the authenticate token here. It's going to get the authorization, it will get it from the header. And after that, whenever you see the first space, so it will break that. And after that, that token, we are going to pass it over here, and that will going to verify if everything is goes well. And if anything is good goes wrong, then it's going to return the response 403 with the forbidden. And if everything is goes well, it will return the response, and response contain token payload, and we are going to set it, and we are going to move to the next method. So after it goes to next, it will going to allow us to get inside this one. Okay, so in this way it's working currently. So now these two APIs is completed. Now we are going to write more code related to this app user. So now we are going to write here router dot get API we need to create to get all app user. And again we are going to pass authentication, as we want to put the security. So request and response. Okay, and here we have to write const token payload. And if we want to access these informations from this one, so we have to write here response.locals here like this, and where query, and if token payload is deletable is equals to false, in that case we are going to return select ID, name, email, status from app user where is deletable is equals to true. And an else condition, okay, not inside this one, here outside, an else condition query is equals to select. So this part will be same. Okay, this complete query will be same. Small changes is there, that and email address is not equals to whatever the email address we are going to pass, that should be not equal to. Okay, so after that we have to write connection query, and here we have to pass the query whatever we generated. Then from token payload we have to pass the email address, and here we have to write error results, and here we have to write if there is no error occur, in that case we need to return the response, and in else condition if we are going to get any error we are going to also return that, so JSON error. And in if condition we have to write return response dot status 200, and here dot JSON results, this one, and save this. Now we are going to use the token and we are going to try to access. Okay, so I'm going to change this to the get API, get all app user. I'm going to try to hit this one. You can see we are getting the values, right? You can see ID 1, name, email address, and status. Status is false. For both user, status is false, right? So which query has been executed? So as it having the is relatable is false, so it's going to execute this query. Okay, and if it is true, then going to execute this query. Okay, so we also need to test the other one, so I'm going to update this one. Update app user set status is equals to true where ID is equals to 2. I'm going to use this token for login, email address and password for login, and generate the token and try it. And here I'm going to password, I'm going to paste it over here. I'm going to generate the token. I get the new token. Let me test this token token payload. I'm going to paste it over here. You can see is relatable is true, and test. You can see now I'm getting back to this place. I'm going to change the token at authorization. I'm going to change the token. I'm going to hit the API. It's returning only one user because in our database we have only 3 users, and is readable users is not visible in UI, so that's the reason it's not returning this one. And this user have logged in and using the token, so it will not going to return the details of this user. That's why we are only able to see this one. So it means that get all app user is also working as expected. Now it's time to get back to this one. Now we have to write one more API, router dot post, and this one is for the update user status. And here we again need authentication token and request response, and here let user is equals to request dot body, request body, and after that where query, and here we have to write update app user set the status is equals to question mark where ID, and we have to pass the ID, and is deletable table is equals to true, this one. And here we have to write connection dot query, and here we have to pass the query which we have created, and user dot status, and then we have to get the user dot ID and error, and here we have to write results, this one. And here we have to write if there's a no error occur, in that case we have to write, and in else condition we have to return the response dot status 200 dot JSON, and here we have to write okay, not 200 actually. We have to return the error actually here. Sorry, my bad. So we have to return 500 internal server error, and in if condition, here we have to write need to check that execute query has been affected any row or not. So here we have to check that affected rows is equals to 0, and if it is equals to 0, it means that like user ID was wrong. So we have to return the error response dot status, and here we have to write 404 not found dot JSON, and here we have to write message, and the message will be app user ID does not exist. So it will return this error, and else we are going to return response dot status 200 and dot JSON, and here we are going to return message app user updated successfully. This message we are going to return. Save this. Now let's test this one API. I'm going to get back over here. I'm going to change this one, and we are also going to change the token as admin. This token we need as a super admin. I'm going to copy this one. I'm going to paste over here. I'm going to change this one post, and from here we're going to copy the update user status. I'm going to paste it over here, and in the body we need to pass the ID and few details, ID and status, right? So here I'm going to change this one for ID. I'm going to pass here 5, which does not exist, and status I'm going to write here true. I'm going to try it. App user ID does not exist. We are getting this error. So if I try to update this one, you can see third one is not active. So I'm going to change this to 3 and going to send it. You can see app user updated successfully. If I check the database, you can see it has been updated. If you want to change this one as a false, we can also do that. So I'm going to change it to the false. I'm going to send it app user updated successfully. If I check the database again, you can see it has been updated. So it means that its update status of app user is working as expected. Now get back to the here, and now we have to write the code to update the user details, app user details. So this one post method, and here we have to write /update user and authentication request response, and here we have to write like this okay. So basically the code will be almost same. So let me copy paste this part of the code from here, and we just need to update some query and all. So just paste it over here. You can see app user and all this. Okay, here just changes to the user for now. This one is also user only, as in the UI we are showing as a user. So just write here user. Okay, so update user is there. Now we have to write the query. So here we need to change the name. After name, we are going to allow us to read the email address. So here I'm going to write here email. We are going to allow us to change the email, and where email ID, and we are going to delete this one. Okay, update app user, set name, email address, where ID is this one, and here we have to just pass the name, and after that here in the middle we have to write user dot email, user dot ID, and other details will be same. So just format this one, and let's test this one also. I'm going to paste it over here, and here I'm going to change this details. If I revert this one, name, password we don't need to pass, and here I'm going to write here test user 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and here I'm going to change this one for test user 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, and here I'm going to pass the ID. So here I'm going to pass the ID here. So I'm going to want to update the third one. So I'm going to write the ID 3. I'm going to hit this API. You can see user updated successful. Let me check this one, app user. You can see it has been changed. You can see the name has been changed, email address has been changed. So these two fields we have updated currently. So it means that this API is also working as expected. Now let's go to the VS Code, and here we have to just write one more actually code here. So router dot get, and this token, this API is just to check the token actually valid or not. So just auth dot authentication and request dot response, and here we have to just return dot response. Okay, return dot response dot status 200, and here we have to write JSON message, we just need to true. Okay, so this API is going to be used when we are like let's say if any user close the browser, right? So whenever it's open that browser again within the period when our token is not expired, in that case at the home page or dashboard page we are going to check that is any token has been stored in the local storage or not. If it is stored, it will going to call this API. Okay, so it's going to return the true. In that case we will going to allow that user to route to the admin page. So for that purpose we are going to use this one. So we just we can test it also. Let me just write here. You can, okay, we are getting this one, just need to change the get. You can see getting message true. It means that this is also working fine. So this is all related to our actually app user APIs. I hope you guys like this video, so please hit like and subscribe my channel. Thank you.